Okay. It's funny seeing that on the screen. All right, thank y'all for watching here on YouTube at Blooming Light. Okay, so collective. This is a collective reading, masculine and feminine, men and women, past, present, and future. Y'all know how this goes. My readings are timeless, okay? And you knew, okay? Divine feminine or masculine, you knew something intuitively. And I put that word there for a reason. And I'll give you the cards that came out so far. Okay, you all knew something intuitively. You knew that with this clairvoyance interpretation here, friendship in the reverse, support in the reverse, fun reverse, with heart locked down and then projected, and then El Hierophant in the reverse, and Deus de Bitcoin in the reverse. Intuitively, you all knew that something wasn't going to be the legacy. You all knew that possibly you had friends and family that have been trolling you around, infiltrating places to stop your legacy or to steal from you, and that people really wasn't vibing or feeling you the way you thought, whether this was lovers, friends, family, exes, co-workers, bosses. You knew something intuitively that they were in cahoots possibly with the people of your past. Okay, and it could have something to do with a Taurus or a distorted leader or a distorted religious figure. You all knew something intuitively, that people were planning something, that they were planning to break your heart, that they were, building some kind of a faulty foundation, and that they took joy in that. Okay. You knew also that as you were building joy and having fun, that people were taking advantage of your vulnerabilities here with protection, evil eye coming in the reverse. So here's the good thing. Even greater towers have been bypassed on your behalf. Okay? Even greater towers have been averted. This is the kind of silvery lining. I did see Hanged Man. Not in the deck, but on something else, which means that this gave you perspective to see something that you knew intuitively. It gave you a moment to look at something that you already knew. So you have averted towers that people were planning. Because see, in a situation, whether this is a lover, I don't care what kind of dynamic, professional, business, if it continued the way it was, there was plans that were being made. Okay, they would have continued to, first and foremost, to siphon off of your energy. They would have continued to hide under your divinity and under the protection that comes from you. Okay, they would have been able to continue to do that. They would have been playing in your energy. They would have been continuing to use the electronic weaponry. They would have continued to play the games that they've been playing. Okay, and this could have kept you off track, or it could have drained you and essentially off of focus of what is really for you. Okay, so you knew that there was religious people possibly that didn't like you, and you knew it. And you also knew it was something to do with the lover that you all had. It says, I'm not open for love, blah blah blah. Okay, somebody that you could have closed off to, that you thought that they made you feel like you were special, but in fact they were closed off and they had side pieces, and they wanted you to be a side piece, and was draining your energy vampires here. You bypassed some situations because you would have continued to get drained. If you would have stayed with the relationship, they would have kept you in some kind of side piece energy, or they would have continued to fuck with side pieces. They were non-committal. Okay, they had a faulty foundation here. Yeah. So congratulations on that. So let's see the goodness here. We do got joy. These people took joy in your vulnerability. They took joy out of whatever they were able to do here on the internet, because we do have a laptop here. So they took joy out of that and stealing from you. You knew it though, intuitively. You knew it. So smile, because it looks like you averted even greater towers. All right, let's rock. Let's see here. You've averted and bypassed even greater towers. Good gravy. Good gravy. It says, I am worthy of love. So you started loving on yourself and working on your heart chakra. And then it says, learn the truth. You know the truth. Oh my gosh. You know the truth. As you reflected, it brought the truth forward. You also realized, because you knew the truth, that you had people, your relatives, your exes, distorted businesses and bosses and managers and landlords, and you knew that these were some of the people who had possibly infiltrated your world. You knew it, and you knew that they were trying to do stuff to you because of it. Okay, so, yeah, it says remove troubling people. Good gracious God, 459156145. You know, some of you all have been activating certain things like, what is this? Who is this? People were pointing the finger like you were, but it was all these energies. It was all these different people that had started infesting. I hate to use that language, but they infestation. They started infesting your life because you knew the truth. It says, learn the truth. You went on a path to learn the truth. You stopped allowing people just to gaslight you and blow smoke up your bum. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so you got the closure. Boom, there it is. I said it. There it is. You got the closure that you needed. Your ancestors, your guides, whatever this is, without apologies, because you were dealing with distortion, people who were just troublesome and wanting to be troublesome in your life. Okay, that's what their goal was. That's what their assignment was, bitch. The assignment, bitch, was to be troublesome, bitch. So you don't see closure from individuals who their assignment is to be troublesome. You're about to just walk into a whole smoke show. Okay, every single time, guaranteed. Okay, you've gotten some kind of grace. Water signs is here. You may have a water sign child. You may have water in your north node. And I say that because north node is, you know, pointing upwards. It's your destiny. It's the future. It's the ascension. Okay. And then it says here, ascended masters supported you during this time. So even greater towers were averted. It says here, the perfect cup of coffee, magnifique. Shit, your ass sat back, was like, bitch, nigga. Hey, dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people be thinking they doing something. And it turns out that this shit is in your favor. I have Kanisha. This shit is in your favor. Mantra through Ranila Khantum, root chakra issues. Okay, so you're dealing with that. You've got some kind of sequences here that help to clear this stuff out straight away. It says chronic root chakra issues. They were attacking your root. There was a sequence here. I'm not going to get into the numbers. It has hopelessness and despair. There's the sequence you were given. And then it says identify others. There's a sequence. Oh, they gave you the whole lowdown. They gave you the lowdown to be able to identify who was doing what. Okay? Bad memories erase. Reiki upgrade. Removing the ex and a bad lawyer. What the hell? Okay. Food element poison code. Okay? Did you all get poisoned? Because there's a code here. Okay? Removes reptile poison and insects. There's a code here. So whatever. Gee. Neuropathy and nerve damage. So all of this you all were able to tap into, realizing that these people were trying to cause nerve damage for you. These people are sickos. They were trying to fucking cause problems with your brain. All these games, these some idiots, these some degenerates here. They were trying to cause it says neuropathy and nerve damage. They're retards. Yes, they are. They're retards. They were trying to cause that for the collective. You knew it. Your guys stepped in. They were trying to poison you. They were doing shit. There were some toxic exes and distorted lawyers involved her. Something to do with implants, etheric implants. And what is this? Negativity from moving from the body, remove enemies, remove negative events, heal the brain. Oh my gosh. Guilt, frustration. You realize that these people, yeah, abdominal fat. They were even doing shit on your physicality, your beauty, because these people are jealous bitches. They're jealous whores. They're jealous old dusty cunts. They sent chaos and conflict spells to your work and home environment. So you all kind of knew that that's what was going on. And there goes your divine intervention. Okay, so intervention came in, okay, because that's what was going on. It was your enemies, troubling people that was infiltrating your work and home environments. So we're going to clarify that in divine intervention. And ascended masters are here. Okay, boom. Wow. These people are Looney Tunes. I've never seen, and I bet you these people try to act like they're healers and teachers and, you know, like they're so woke and, you know, all sorts of shit. I'm willing to bet. They think they're leaders and all this shit, but they nasty. How you that and you trying to poison somebody's food, bitch? You're a retard. You're retarded. They should have gave you a helmet. They should have put you on the short yellow bus. Okay? Because you trying to poison people. You retarded. There's something wrong with you. Okay? You're trying to have people be bit by insects and spiders or snakes or something that cause them to get sick. You're retarded. You special needs and should be studied. Okay? You wanted the collective's brain to be damaged. You wanted to fuck up their nerves and nervous systems. You mental patient. These motherfuckers collective, they retarded. They brain damaged, okay? They asses is brain damaged, nigga. Because what kind of brain, what kind of being go around doing that shit but a brain damaged motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you trying to poison bitches and niggas? Oh, you retarded. You mental illness. You should have on a helmet. They should have been They sent, yes, short bus. They sent chaos and conflict to your work and home environment. And you got divine intervention. This is fascinating. And ascended masters, it's fascinating. All this shit that they was doing to y'all, you knew it intuitively. Now what's fascinating is some of this possibly is happening to them. You don't poison people and try to fuck with somebody's brain. And listen, I'm talking to the CIA, baby. I'm talking to the government too. I'm not just talking to their pawns, their minions, and their imps. I'm talking to all you retards. You don't sit back behind your goddamn computer screens and in your luxury vehicles, bitch, and think your ass ain't finna get hit with some mental illness. Okay? You finna get a call about little Susie having some kind of conniption, some kind of seizure, bitch. You don't fuck with people. Understand? FBI. Understand CIA. Understand corrupt government officials and businesses. Understand that. You don't fuck with that unless you're ready to get that, baby, because that is the decree. Now. They ran their ass out of here real quick in a hurry, didn't they? Yes, they did. They ran their whole ass to fuck. Shit, we're the last dragon, motherfuckers. Can you see the power and the glow? You gonna fuck around and die, niggas. Fucking with the collective. I don't care what you got in your fancy vehicles and your technology. Is gonna get a phone call about Susie. Don't fuck with people's brains and trying to cause problems unless you're ready to have a stroke. some tough, this shit. Can't tell these suckers nothing, no. Can't tell these suckers. Can't tell, look at it. It says angelic assistance in reverse plan with conjuring them entities that's under our rule. They didn't give you the full playbook, nigga. Shit, they didn't give you the playbook. Going over there and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop being silly. So here, this is the good reading. This is for the collective, okay? When y'all do come on here at some point, because I am not discussing this. I am not addressing the degenerates that are my stalkers. In fact, I have ordered and ruled that this shit goes into chaos and destruction for them. Every fucking time they try to feed off of me and my son in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay. All right, so how did the collective end up getting a dharma? Okay, it says they send chaos and conflict spells to your work and home environments. How did this turn into dharma? How did the collective end up benefiting off of this in a higher vibrational way? How did the collective benefit off of this in a higher vibrational way? How did the collective benefit off of this? It says touching earth, planting something new. Good God Almighty. I have 12 energies. So it helps you to plant something new. You can be on a mastery. This could be something that started in December. You could have started realizing in December that something was off, even more off than normal. And it could have been around the time that you were preparing for a transition and you could have really picked up on the vibes. Maybe it was Christmas time and you started seeing some signs there, but it helped you all to plant something new here. It says touching earth, planting something new. 12. Break it down to 3, ascended masters. That's ascended masters and all elements of you stepping in, because this was not your purpose. This was disrupting you. It says sacred purpose in the reverse. Yeah, this was disrupting you. It says they sent chaos and conflict spells to your work and your home environment. So let's do divine intervention on a time release. It says deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influences. Yeah, because this is past life shit that been following y'all around. That's they ass, nigga, you dumb ass. Yeah, sorry, nigga. Look, it's, yeah, portal, infinite mind, ascending, consciousness, portal, reverse. People have been trying to stop you from going into some kind of portal. It says balance, stability, and standing firm. Yeah, something to do with toxic feminine energy, because I have sensuality here, feminine wisdom and passion reverse, karmic feminine that keep following somebody around. What is this? Divine intervention. How did the collective benefit? What was the intervention that ends up in their favor? The intervention here that ends up in their favor in this situation. Because this was disturbing your peace. I have calm in the reverse, peaceful self-regulation. This was dysregulating you. This was dysregulating you. If you would have stayed there, that's what it was going to be. It was designed to dysregulate you. And people kept fucking with your energy. Yeah, grateful optimism. You became happy here. When you decided to plant something new and allow that to be, okay? It says grateful, joyous view of the future. You were given a view of your future, okay? That you can plant something new, that your world doesn't end with one relationship, your world doesn't end with one set of groups of people, places, or things. You were granted some kind of optimism that they're helping you to plant something new. It says a joyous view of your future. Yeah. And ascended masters stepped in, building your world, creation, expansion, and networking. These people, they knew that these people were stealing and trying to like siphon you and steal from you and block you at the same time, and trying to fuck with what you were doing here. Duality. and create misunderstandings about you. So they came in to help you to find some kind of balance, standing firm, because you stood firm on your business, life force, and communication. You stood firm on your business here. You spoke the truth. You spoke your truth. You knew your heart and your intentions. It says sacred breath and sound, life force, communication. They helped you to do some breath work and the power of self-love and to heal your heart quite rapidly. And this was going to be difficult to do as long as we stay like in these relationships. Again, if this was a love relationship that was toxic, or if we went back to toxic family and friends, or if we stayed in a work environment where that had been compromised and infiltrated, that's what it was going to continue to be that. Okay? Some of these people knew, and some of the lessons you could have learned is, oh, the only way they would have known is someone in these environments, someone from your past, and so forth. Okay? Okay, boom. So you're healing your heart. You learned the truth here. Let's keep it on. Let's keep it on. You are the last dragon. Can you feel the power and the glow? You are the last dragon. That's what y'all are, the power and the glow on your aura. Like, niggas. This shit right here, it says crystals and achievements. Y'all could have cleansed your crystals. You could have charged them. You could have gotten some new ones. Hold on, son, I'm almost done.
I'm supposed to spin in the toilet and the seat and the floor. I gotta clean that up.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
You have to use the spray towel to clean it up.
You can use the spray towel or the mop. It doesn't matter. It's all right. Yeah, it's fine. We ain't like them damn karmas and weirdos. That'll always get them out of here good and plenty, and I love it. I do that for that reason. Caution. Okay, so it says traffic cone caution. So they sent the chaos and conflict spells to your work and home environment, which caused you to caution. It helped you to realize, like, wait a minute, 32, break it down to a 5. Where is all this coming from? Where is all this coming from? Let me slow down. So whatever took place, it helped you all with this caution code. Like, wait a minute, something off, something's wrong. Let me look at this shit. Right? All right, clarifying. They sent chaos and conflict spells to work and home, touching earth, planning something new. Is how you all got assistance here. Yeah, there it is. Heart, love. Yeah. Start loving on yourself and moved out the distractions. I got distractions. It's coming in the reverse. You realize that this shit was karmic. And for some of you that it was past lovers, karmic lovers, fallen twins, relatives. You know what I'm saying? You brought your head out the cloud. Okay? And just started loving on yourself here. Realizing that, look, it ain't no hope trying to, it's one thing to fight for things and to not be moved and to stand firm in certain things. And that's a beautiful, to a degree. Certainly when it comes with our character, our truth, things that we're creating. So case in point, ain't nothing gonna stop me from creating. Okay? I don't care how many spells they do on social media. I don't care how many fake algorithm tricks they pull, you know, shadow banning. That's because this is my destiny, my purpose, and nothing's going to stop that. I will fight for that until I'm no longer here, and I'll possibly be doing it wherever I am next. Okay? But as it pertains to other things where the variables are too many variables, at some point you realize, like, you know what? It's no good to fight for shit when you got a place that's just convoluted you know, hidden enemies that's in the workspace or in the business or in a relationship. Don't do no good to be fighting for shit that's hell-bent on being a problem for you. Y'all let it go. Okay? Divine intervention, grateful optimism. Okay, how did this assist the collective here? So that was a distraction basically moved out of your way because these people were distracting you. Yeah, it helped you to metamorphosis. Uh-oh. Look at that. It helped you to transform. You went through a metamorphosis, 22. There you go, baby. There you go. I have 22 and 33. You're on a master, honey, shit. It helps you with some healing, 13. It helps you to close out this painful shit here with these people. You went through a rebirth, okay? You embraced transformation. You embraced endings that needs to end. Endings that needs to end. That's your soul. Yeah, community. It was a toxic community. I have B's community in the reverse. Yeah, you stood on business and the Ascended Masters help you to get yourself out of this toxic community. And community, like I said, could be family, friends, work environments. Yeah, because of your destiny. What they were doing behind your back, hiding with this moon energy. Trying to steal your signature with the palm, doing shit. Yes. It's your destiny. You faced your fears. You realized people were trying to zap the life out of you. They were trying to steal your destiny and they thought this was fun, for fun. Because these people are dead inside. They're dead inside. Okay, let's see here. Ciao. Clarifying they sent chaos and conflict. How does this end up working out for the collective though? Clarifying this chaos and conflict spells they sent. It says ghosted, without notice, no call, no text, no show, disappeared. You just disappeared. You let something go. Y'all ghosted something and let shit go. You let it go. And you're on top of the world. It's like multiple options, blooming, ready for love. Yeah, you let it go. And as a result, you're on top of the world. You read between the lines of something that people were, these could have been, like I said, past lovers. It says you will find the answer. Someone will tell you without telling you. And they did. They told you without telling you. When they got weird, as soon as you mentioned an ex, they told you. When they got weird and couldn't talk and had to hang up the conversation, that's when they told you. See, people didn't realize that they were revealing themselves to you. Text message, you are on my mind, I miss you, and I can't get enough of you. You realize that somebody was in communication with exes of yours, okay? Yep, karmic, karma. Yes, sir, you read between the lines. Some of y'all could have got a message. Okay, ex-lover is coming in the reverse. Again, this is for masculine and feminine. Okay, unbothered. You are unbothered. It says, boy, bye. It says, next, boy, bye. Losing interest. I don't care. And chasing you in reverse. You're not chasing people. People wanted you to chase them. Collective, y'all had people that wanted y'all to chase them so much so that they were trying to find ways in your energy. That's what's sickening and sad to me. These people want to be chased so badly, whether they're men or women. They want to be chased. They want the story so badly to be that you thirsty, that you're chasing them. And you're like, boy, bye, girl, bye. Ain't nobody don't care. The Ascended Masters are stepping in because they knew that you were unbothered, but this community wasn't. Okay, they were upset that you were finding stability and standing firm. Okay. Yeah, STD. You bypass some kind of sexually transmitted disease. You bypassing some kind of sexually transmitted infections and demons here. Okay. It says someone is married in the reverse. Yeah, you're not, You decided no. Being reverse, all their weirdy shit. 154 times 45. Abracadabra. Activate. The other ones, you hear me? And we in reverse. Block them. Zipping up our protection here. Activate. Avoco. Violet fire. Around me and my son in this space of this reading in the collective. Be in reverse. To the puppet masters. External to my son and me. To those that are coming in here doing their rituals. And tie it to each of them respectively, especially the CIA, FBI, and secret societies, and those who are working with them. Read and reverse it. Explico. Yes, they are obsessed. You guys realize that these are people that were obsessed with your life. Obsessed with your sexual energy, obsessed with your life, and obsessed with trying to infiltrate your life. Okay? This works out for you because you overted. It allowed you to go through the metamorphosis that you have been trying to go through, the change, the transformation. Okay. All right, so let's get a little bit more. You learned the truth. You're working on your heart chakra. 791, 791, 791, 791. Abracadabra. Muter, muter, muter. They're bullshit. Queso, all their baneful little weak back nigga bitch shit. Queso, comfortable, sending their asses into confusion. Abracadabra. Queso, muter, 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 euro, euro, euro. Avoco, violet flame, light them up. 33, 37, 899. Destroy and uncreate their judgments, evil eye, jealousy, and hate, and projections. Especially the two that keeps coming in here, M and S. Especially them. M and S. M and S. And their little covens. Okay. So you all are getting a Dharma because you all started using aromatherapy. You realized that you were worthy of love, working on your heart. You started living, having fun in the midst of it. You spoke your truth. I love to share my experiences with wisdom, and I know when it's time to listen. Like you speak when you want to speak, and then you be quiet when you want to be quiet. Okay. Aromatherapy, you could have started using that for each chakra, essential oils. Okay, and this helps you to get through it. You took back your power here. The fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. Avoco, violet fire, all blocks and fears. They're projecting towards my son and me, and you all are doing it for your reality. What else we have? Divine intervention. You started balancing your sacral chakra, so taking back your sexual energy, your creativity. Started clearing out the emotional baggage from these people. You realized that this was projection, and that these people were trying to traumatize you. Okay. Divine intervention from these heartless people. It says, love is my guiding truth in life. I give and I receive love effortlessly and unconditionally. And so you pulled back from people who was taking. These unloving energies. Once again, the throat chakra. This is controlling the energy between the throat and the head. So you started working on that. Sound. Yeah. Yes, sir. Could have been listening to frequencies. Root chakra. With every breath, I let go of anxiety and fear. Face your fears. Again, with the throat, you all definitely got a lot of throat chakra activations here. You could have started speaking your own affirmations, your own spells, your own rituals, your own sounds here. Told your truth, spoke your truth. And the crown chakra, what people were doing to you. I always trust and follow my intuition. You trusted it, no matter how people was trying to fuck with your head. Crown chakra. And then the solar plexus, it says the traumas. People with a difficult childhood or past trauma often have trouble balancing their third eye. Support from loved ones and other healthy activities. Okay. Third eye, but it should have said solar. Okay. So your third eye and solar plexus, you know, you followed your intuition and you empowered yourself and started dealing with. Yeah, look at that. This is the benefits here. Started working with your chakras a little bit more maybe. Your heart chakra, I am open to love and I receive more of it. So start being more loving to yourself. I am nourished and supported by Mother Earth. The earth supports me and meets my needs. Yeah, you got all your needs met through this situation. These people could have thought you were going to be like famished or destitute or sad or struggling. But no, the Ascended Masters with this intervention too, they stepped in and said, not this time, sorry whore. Not this time, raggedy nigga. You're not about to get your little sadistic feed this time. It says, I am divine and inspired. I am insightful and intuitive. You know it now, and you're embracing that, okay? Beautiful. Now let's get the tarot, and we are done, okay? So here's the good shit. In hindsight, you've overted and bypassed even greater towers, okay? So lastly, let's wrap her up. Here's the good shit. Child, and these frequencies over, huh? These niggas right here. All right, so here's the good shit. How is this in the favor of the collective here? They're avoiding, bypassing even greater towers by allowing themselves to follow their intuition, their clairvoyance, and all of the signs and things here. How is this La Temperance in the reverse? Well, you're no longer on pause. You're no longer, you know, on pause or in a state of frustration or a state of waiting, okay? It also helped you to get out of dealing with crazy people, because La Temperance in the reverse with the Three of Swords, these people are mentally ill, okay? And these 3+ people are mentally disturbed in a very sick way, okay? And it would have just gotten worse. They're hell-bent. And the more they have access to you, yeah, helps you to heal. El Fool, okay? So, some of you can't see this card. Y'all was dancing. Let me see if I can show it to you. It helped you all to dance. You see what I'm saying? Just like, to tap back into your, you know, your own creativity. Lost lovers. In the reverse, yeah, because these people are nuts. You bypassed people that were not going to be an ideal lover for you, wasn't a good fit for you, wasn't a good partnership. These people were crazy, and they were hell-bent on creating instability for you, or dealing with your past lovers and relatives and shit like that. And it just was not gonna it just wasn't going to be well. Okay, so how do they benefit here? The star, Aquarian energy. So we have all major arcanas. So this helps you to go towards your dreams, to heal from these crazy people that were trying to make you crazy. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. It helped you to let go of what wasn't working anymore. To walk away from, you know, a work that wasn't working, people that didn't see your value. Yeah. So losing a job or walking away from a job helps you to heal with the star here. And to go for your hopes, goals, and dreams and aspirations. La High Priestess helps you to tap into your intuition. Siete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven of Pentacles. It helps you to be mindful of the seeds that you're planting. Yeah. New beginning here. La Moon in the reverse. Page de Bitcoin. It helps you to see the truth of, what was unfair. L Justice is in the reverse. So something with an Aries, possibly a Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini, Sagittarius, Libra. Okay. And a younger earth sign. But it helps you to get the message to do with the King Day Bitcoins in the reverse. Six of Cups, the past. Siete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Page of Swords reverse. So what that helps for some of you is it helps you to get some of these people out your energy. You have people spying on you in these environments. El Fool was on the internet with these people, being immature and petty, doing shit to affect you in secret. It helped you to see that people, Three of Pentacles in reverse, was working against you. They were working with the past lover of yours. It fell on top of the lovers, either a past lover or a relative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that was a plan. El Hierophant reverse. El Magician, that they were doing spell work, working with people of your past. And manipulating a situation. 5 of Cups, La Moon. 7. 7 of Wands. Like, it helps you to stand up for yourself. You know, these people are trying to make you regret standing up for yourself, and you realize like this was all a plot and a plan to begin with, to cause you to lose something or to walk away. They wanted to try to either humiliate you all or shame you from something here. You already know. That's what they're obsessed with. Okay, so how is this working out for the collective again? Let's clarify the star specifically. How is this working in the favor of the collective? Clarify the star. How is this working in the favor of the collective? Whatever this has been, how is it working? I have a King Day Bitcoins in the reverse, El Devil reverse. And a Queen Day Bitcoin reverse. Okay, so this is getting you away from these karmic couples. This could be a whole karmic couple in a company. Okay, in a situation here that was working against you. Okay, it's also gonna maybe help you to get your stability because you had karmic energies there that was trying to rob you. Cuarto de Bitcoin in the reverse. So this helped you to take back your power that was being siphoned. It helped you to let go and regain balance and become clear, and El Judgment in the reverse. Yes. This confusion, it helps you to make a final judgment to move on from something. because people were petty. You were dealing with petty leadership, petty and lying. Ocho. So you walked away. Helped you to walk away. Whatever you saw about these people. Yeah, Ocho, Eight of Pentacles reverse. You could have invested and built a lot, but you realized that they didn't value your development. You realized that some of them did not even really want you there. You realized it wasn't worth it because they were in connection with some distorted energy. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse. Yeah. You realize like they didn't really have nothing to offer you, and they didn't see you as the bag, that they were judgmental, that they are under the influence of spell work, manipulation. Yeah. So it helped you to basically retract an offer that maybe you thought was going to work before. Helped you to let it go. Nueve, Nine of Swords is in the reverse. Many of you, it helped you to be able to sleep good at night. You stopped stressing as much the moment you made these decisions to move on from stuff. Okay, you were not stressing. You were not being attacked every day. You know what I'm saying? Just in the same way. Yeah, Two of Swords in reverse. You made a decision. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, 10. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles reverse. Like you see it. Like this wasn't the bag. This wasn't the destiny. It was meant to keep you from it. Yeah. They big coins. So you came out of hiding. You realized that these people did not have any insight, any introspection whatsoever, no divine guidance. La Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Yeah, that's what you realized. That's what it was. Stress you out. Damn. Yeah. Diaz de Walk. Yeah. So you took the 10 and made it a 3. The 10 of Wands to the 3. So you let it go. You start sleeping good at night. Nine of Swords in the reverse. You stopped stressing. You wasn't under those attacks. You let it go. Start dropping the burdens. Went from a 10 to a 3. Now your ships are coming in. You're hiding this. You're no longer stuck in your head. The darkness helped you to clear up something. That something was just not going to transform. You started loving on yourself. Three of Cups. So you got the Ace. Start loving on yourself. 3. Start celebrating yourself. 4 of Cups in the reverse. Yeah. So yes, you started healing on yourself, celebrating yourself. You were not bored. The universe supported this. So we have 3. Yeah, because you got a fresh new beginning. You moved on. After bad news. And Nueve de Bitcoins. You still that motherfucker. You walked away from something that you thought was going to be wish fulfillment, and now you're building on something that will be. Okay. You built up your confidence and started investing in yourself. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, you stopped trying to fight for something and hold on to something. You dealt, yeah. Gone, y'all. Yeah, it can kill you. Wounded warrior. So now the Law Empress in the reverse, these are these karmic energies that are now dealing with this shit as you know, they're being exposed now, because as you walked away, La Moon reverse, as you let the chips fall, shit is coming out. El Herfant. Okay. So lastly, what's come out since the collective walked away? Since the collective let something go and walked away and accepted a small tower, though they have bypassed and overted even greater towers. So what has happened to these people and these groups and these businesses? Let me, I'm gonna pick up all the tarot real quick because I want to see what's happening in the background here, even though you all may not know it. You may know it with this Law High Priestess, with this intuitive energy, but they could be working overtime to keep this covered, a secret, right? So what is going on with these energies that played a role in chaos and conflict spells, that played a role here in some kind of disruption in the collective life, love life, work life, home life? What's happened to these energies that took place in that participated? What's actually happening? What karmic retributions are actually happening? I have the Ace of Wands is in the reverse. They're getting some kind of a bad news. Some of them could be sick because this was foolish. It could be an Aries. They're getting some bad news. Knight de Cups is in the reverse. This could also be breakups and endings. Law Temperance is in the reverse. They're dealing with sickness, disease, frustration, betrayal. Dos de Cups in the reverse. Dos. So again, breakups, fake friends, disruptions. King de Swords in the reverse. They're losing their freaking minds here. They're experiencing blockages. Dos de Wong. Cinco de Bitcoin. They chose something. Queen de Wong in the reverse. Oh, look at these reversals. Three of Swords. They're experiencing heartache and betrayal right now. Nine of Pentacles. But endings. What they thought was going to be the shiznit. Queen de Swords in reverse. King de Swords in the reverse. Queen de Wands in the reverse. Dang. Seis de Wands. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. In the reverse. Losses. This is a loss. They're feeling a loss. Something is being exposed. Queen de Bitcoin in reverse. Look at all these toxic horrors here. El Chariot in reverse. Look at that. Queen de Bitcoin's reverse. Queen de Wands reverse. King de Swords reverse. These two women. El Chariot reverse. This is just, they can be losing the car, sense of direction, a sense of purpose, lost control dealing with these individuals. Yes, the past is haunting them. This spell work. El Magic in reverse. Yes. Cuatro de Bitcoin coming in the reverse. They've lost power and control over this situation. They've lost money, energy, time, resources. Ace de Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. Gifts, offers. Knight de Swords in the reverse. Ocho de Cups. Now people are walking away. Cuatro de Swords in the reverse. Stressing out. No rest for these people. Deus de Swords. They're having harsh, painful endings. And why is the Ten of Swords here for these people's karma? Harsh, painful endings. Why is that here? Because they're liars. Page de Wands in the reverse. They were doing spell work on y'all. They were stealing. They were lying. They were siphoning. They were petty. They were immature. They were premature in their celebratory energy here. But they're getting some bad news. El Emperor in the reverse. El Emperor could have betrayed them. Ten of Wands, and now they're burdened because there's lies here. Ace of Swords in the reverse. The Emperor lied on them. Aries lied. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete. Seven of Cups in the reverse. No options. Ciao. These people, La Empress in the reverse. These are all karmics, karmic couples, karmic business people, karmic, distorted leaders, distorted bosses, distorted married people, distorted parents. Okay, yeah, siblings. You name it. Cuatro de Swords. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, their investments is whooping their asses. All this spell work. all this theft, all this playing in your energy here, that they were so happy. The whole family is being affected though. El Hierophant in reverse. They were so happy to cause loss for you and to cause people to judge you and to all sorts of shit. 4, 5. They're still on that shit. They weak ass is still up here recruiting bitches in TikTok, niggas and bitches in TikTok and YouTube that they all gonna fucking get it. I highly recommend y'all stop getting on bandwagons and just do what you fucking doing. Any retard and psychopath can inbox you. Y'all better wise them the fuck up out here in these streets. Especially in these social media streets. Yeah, 2 of Swords in the reverse. 9 of Wands in reverse. They're definitely experiencing sickness, disease, frustrations, blockages. They could have car trouble here. Losing sense of control. There's definitely endings and betrayals here with this world. And these are forced endings that these people are going through because they don't want to stop their pettiness. They've been in here all day in my social media and you all's collective on TikTok in here. And they wonder why their asses is looking stupid today. They wondering why the shit is happening in the background. You're still in here projecting nasty energy, whore. Okay, you're still on that fuck shit. You need medication. You're still trying to put poison in people's shit. You're still doing spells. You need help. See, this is why I personally, I don't push. I think this type of stuff needs to be dealt with delicately because you can always have an insane psychopath narc wanting some revenge. I saw a lady on TikTok, she was talking about, you know, you can do spell, and I agree with her. You can do a return to sender without backfire. But my concern with a lot of things is just narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths are convinced that people done them wrong. Okay? They're in their state of delusion. They're convinced that, you know, this is why it serves us spiritual people to, you know, dab a little bit in grounded energy. Do a little bit of studying about mental illness and about behavioral health and all of those types of things from that perspective too. So that as we're just sitting back, listening to people talking about somebody crazy and somebody did this and that, we're getting a mixed bag of energy. Sometimes we're getting the very abusers coming to us to hire us to abuse the people that they've been abusing. And that sickens my stomach. It does. It sickens my stomach because I'm like, you know what? We like to say, well, that's not our responsibility. Well, I beg to fucking differ. Where is our own code of ethics and integrity? It's not my responsibility. I beg to differ because how would you feel if it were you or your children that, you know, whatever the case may be, you would feel some kind of way if your protection or whatever it is you thought you were doing for them for whatever reason didn't suffice and some lunatic bitch went and said wooty woo, and yeah, you would feel some kind of way. You would have wished somebody would have done their own due diligence. These people really need to be studied and put down and out of their misery. That's the way I feel. Because they're wounded and they don't want healing. They want to vomit. And they want to steal. And what they're doing is utilizing social media to create armies of smart, intelligent, and talented, but naive and gullible and lacking of discernment. Some of these individuals are. They're telling you stories that are true, but they're true in the other way around. Be careful, spiritualist. And I'm not here to fearmong you. I'm here to just word to the wise. Because I know me as a practitioner, as a person, I don't want to be sitting up doing no ritual on nobody. And I don't know the totality of some shit. And lo and behold, I'm doing some kind of ritual on some disabled person that's an adult, but they're disabled. And then I got to worry about why my kid is seizuring, you know, 5 months later out of seemingly nowhere. Okay? I also know I don't want to be doing shit on innocent lives that suffered the violation in which these people are coming in on. I don't want to be an added problem. I have to account to myself, my highest self, and to my guidance team. That's integrity. You don't just sit up there and do shit. Bitches and niggas is on some strange shit. Their little egos are bruised and they go on killing sprees. And they may not want to be going on killing sprees in the physical because they're too damn cowardly to do that. So what they're doing then is, I'm going to put some poison on here and I'm going to sprinkle this over there and I'm going to contact this one to do this little shika and all that shit. I highly recommend y'all get it together. I'll help. Because folks like myself ain't playing no games, ain't taking no prisoners. And there's no retreat and no surrender. We will fight to the death. And then we'll fight after that. Because you don't fuck with us. You don't fuck with our lives and our children and our livelihood. And I'm talking to the CIA and I'm talking to the FBI and I'm talking to corrupt police. And yes, I fuck the fuck. Yes. I'm not for sale and neither is my son. And I'm sorry if some retarded relative of ours gave you the illusion differently. We are not for sale. And we are not to be in this torture program either. That ain't it. Okay? It's illegal, but fuck illegal, because what we gonna do is get justice one way or the other. So if the legal system don't mount up the fuck the way it's supposed to, we gonna make sure. You understand me? And don't believe the hype. Don't think for one iota of a second that we can't fucking get to you.